Authenticity wins. We see it all the time in sports. Look at TV. Terry Bradshaw, Pete Rose, Charles Barkley. Flawed, made mistakes, imperfect, wildly popular. America's shown a history, be it politics, political figures, sports figures. MJ, all sorts of stuff. Kobe's had issues. LeBron's made mistakes. That's okay. Be honest. Jim Harbaugh's classic. He has milk with his steak. He wears khakis. He can be dorky. He goes to wrestling matches. But people think Jim Harbaugh is real. And when Americans think you're real and not slick and not polished and not trying to sell something you're not, they buy in. Harbaugh has that appeal to me.
I want to go a little bit further and say, play to your base. And I look at the NFL, afraid of its base, afraid to be authentic, afraid to thump its chest and say, you know what, we're football. It's a violent game. Players try to hurt each other. Yes, we're going to take every step to protect them, but we're not going to apologize for who we are. We're a conservative game. People that come in, our base is conservative. It's middle America. It loves this game. It loves the violence and the authenticity of this game. Get off their knees and quit apologizing for what football is. The whole sports world needs to embrace what the sports world represents because it's mostly good.
I've been doing this for over 25 years, and sports has become more political than ever. Some would argue the sports media is more political and left-leaning than the general political media.
100%.
And Twitter's not reality. Reality is, again, Terry Bradshaw, Pete Rose, Charles Barkley, Shaq. If you look at sports and you look at who we root for, it's never the polished. It's Peyton Manning, goofy, Brett Favre, Wranglers. It's the inappropriate Charles Barkley, but we know he really believes what he says. Like last night, I've seen it so often in sports. Put away the agent, put away the PR machine, tell people what you think, and people will engage and respond.
And again, for me, as someone that was brought up in sports culture, again, I feel like we've been on the defensive about sports culture.
Yes. Yes.
And we should get out of that. If the rest of the world was as open and as inclusive and as much of a meritocracy as sports is, look at sports across from baseball to football to basketball to even hockey to whatever sport. If you have the goods, you'll be rewarded and you will be included no matter what you look like or where you come from.
City size doesn't matter in sports. Alabama dominates college football. Rural Connecticut dominates women's basketball. Green Bay Packers, Seattle Seahawks, New Orleans Saints, Indianapolis Colts, Pittsburgh Steelers. These aren't mega markets. They're not always wealthy areas in the country. Sports gets it right.